Welcome. I'm Eric, aka That GameFi Guy, and this is the channel where I do the research so you don't have to. Today we're going to do a deep dive on Luna Rush. It's a BSC platform game, and the recent NFT sale sold out in 15 seconds. In addition, their testnet is currently live, so people are really eager to start playing this game. But as always, I'm going to look past the hype and see if this project has sound fundamentals and tokenomics. Don't forget, if you want to discover and learn about new games, be sure to like and subscribe. And of course, it's all just my opinion, and it's just for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's dig in. Okay, let's look at their homepage really quick. Of course, when the game is released, you're going to play it here. It's not open yet, but the other thing to note is that they have the DApp button, which is where the marketplace is to buy NFTs. If they have any more box sales, it's going to be here. You're also going to be able to see your assets on this page, as well as stake their LUS ecosystem token. Going back to the homepage, everything else is pretty easy. The LUS token and the white papers up here. You got all the social channels on the right, and of course, as you scroll down, you can learn more about the game. We'll get into that later. Every character, they all have their own backstories, which is kind of cool. And the roadmap, as I mentioned, the testnet is already out, so the game should be coming soon. PvP or PvE, only on mobile or only on the web, and PvP game modes are the first thing to be released. Kind of sucks. Staking actually is not till Q2. Typically, these games have staking first before the game even starts. Okay, let's go down and watch the YouTube trailer. I'm sorry. So yeah, you're going to purchase your heroes, and then you're going to be upgrading them to make them stronger, giving them new items and accessories. Let's see. Let's fast forward. I guess you can even add skills to them. And here's the actual fights. Again, once you're fighting, the game is going to be, it's running on its own. So the result is going to be dependent on the stats that you give the character. At some point in the future, they're going to have a tournament, and yeah, there you go. Pretty standard or typical idle RPG game, I guess, just with bigger boobs. One other thing to note before we get into the token information is that they do have a story and lore for this game. I started reading it. Everything was going good until, bam, I hit this wall of text. So, they put a lot of time into this background, and I'm sure there's great information, or at least great story to make it interesting, but someone's going to have to summarize that for me because I'm not reading that wall of paragraphs. Looking at the token, the token ticker is LUS, and right now it's going for $1 with a fully diluted market cap of 351 million. Looking at the other Binance Smart Chain games, this is definitely priced on the higher side. But as I mentioned, there's a lot of hype because those NFTs, they sold out in 15 seconds. So there's a lot of people aware of this game. When it first came out on exchanges, 54 cents. So it's doubled since then. Except for, I don't know what happened here. Maybe, some of those initial investors sold out. Going to the token distribution, you can find that information on their white page, of course, and summarizing it up for Luna Rush. 35% is going to the team and venture funds. 43% of those tokens are going to players, and 22% is set aside for the ecosystem. Looking at other projects from my past videos. It's actually really similar to the distribution for Bomb token. I know that Bomb Crypto, sorry. I know that Bomb Crypto, I think they were investors in this project as well. So there's definitely some kind of influence there. Going back to the tokenomics page, let's look at the lockup periods. So the lockup periods in general are pretty short. So the main ones I want to look at are the private sale, partnerships, and core team. So the core team has the biggest percentage of the tokens, and they have a 12-month cliff, after which 4% get unlocked monthly, which is pretty standard. You know, these days you kind of want to see that trend go for a longer period of time. Really, these teams should be invested in the project way longer than 12 months before they can sell their tokens. But then going to the private sale and partnerships, it's actually even shorter. So there's a 4-month cliff, after which 7% is unlocked monthly, and then the private sale has 6%. There is no cliff. Well, actually, no. 6% gets unlocked on the token generation event, and then after only 1 month, 6% gets unlocked monthly. So there really is no cliff for that either, for the private sale. So right away, you know, these tokens can be sold, and even after a year, the team will be able to start selling their tokens. And in fact, you know, that big drop in price that we had looked at, this, you know, it could have been due to the fact that the private sale pretty much didn't have any lockup period. So some investor could have just decided, all right, well, I got my 5-10x gain, I'm just going to dump everything now. All right, I'm on their pitch deck, which can be found on their website. And if you scroll down, you can find their token, kind of their token economy, and how the token flows through the system. So for the kind of the ways to earn the LUS token, of course, there's the play to earn. You can sell your NFTs, and you can win them by ranking up and being on the top of the leaderboard. The buying pressure from this token comes from, of course, buying the NFTs, which I think are these open gacha. So it's just like the boxes, fusing your NFTs and your characters so that they can get stronger, as well as leveling them up. And they mentioned the land, which there's not too much info as to how that land function works, but that's going to be in the future anyways. And eventually you're going to be able to also form guilds and kind of work your way through the game together. And of course, staking. So yeah, it's a pretty standard model, I guess. You're basically playing the game to level up your characters, to fuse them, to earn more, and buying NFTs, and it's just that circular economy of getting stronger to earn more, to put it back into your characters to earn more, and maybe at some point you can reach the leaderboard as well. If you scroll down, they talk about I guess more revenue for the team and for the DAO, which is eventually going to happen, the treasury fund. So you can see that one thing is they don't show percentages, which I don't like because it's very ambiguous. But for every NFT trading or withdrawal of your tokens, tournaments, and events, that money is being put into the treasury fund, of which a portion is going to the team and another portion is going to the sharing fund, which of course goes back to stakers and farmers. You know, because it's a DAO, at some point, I guess maybe they don't designate a percentage because the DAO will be able to vote on what those numbers will be. So yeah, maybe that's why. But anyways, there's also again, no percentages, but all the revenue earned from people buying items and buying NFTs is going into the reserve fund. And a certain amount, which again we don't know, is going back into the in-game activities, and a certain amount is going to the treasury fund. So it's hard to say exactly how much percentage, or it's impossible to say how much percentage, but that's kind of how the money's flowing in this ecosystem. The last thing regarding the token ecosystem is that they didn't have it on the on those flowcharts they were showing, but on the white paper they have the sell and rent section. And so what they say is players can put warriors and lands on the market to rent or sell. So if you get a really good warrior, you can actually sell that, or sorry, you can actually rent it to earn an income as well. So that's another feature that was not included on that flowchart. All right, going to the team section on their webpage, shown here. Of course, they're all guys. They have LinkedIn profiles attached, and I went to their CEO's page, and it's kind of strange because so their company is called Helios Entertainment, but I don't know if it was because that webpage was taken. If you search for Helios Entertainment, you do not find their company. But if you scroll down and click on the link, it takes you to Helios, Heal. So this is their website. Again, I don't know why it's not synced up, but maybe they should just change the company name to Healios. Anyways, it's kind of a red flag, but moving on from that, you can see that they've made other games, and one encouraging thing is that they do have an idle and AFK style game already. So it seems like they're almost kind of just porting over their existing game and onto the blockchain. So you would hope that they've already kind of worked out the kinks and bugs and kind of know how to create a fun game. For their advisors, Lam Ho, who's the CEO of Bomb Crypto, is their prominent advisor. And as I had mentioned, the token distribution was very similar to Bomb Crypto as well. And quite frankly, if there's one game to be copying right now, it should be Bomb Crypto, because out of all the Binance games that are currently out, I think Bomb Crypto is probably the most successful one. Going to the investors and partners, of which they have a decent amount. It's a lot of names that keep on showing up. X21 is one of the bigger Binance Smart Chain invest incubators, it seems like. Avistar is a new one that I haven't really seen before. And Token Suite and Bin Starter. And Launch Zone is one of the is an exchange. So looking at kind of like the top 5 listed funds compared to the others, like I said, you've seen them before. Like Last Survivor, Bin Starter, X21, and Launch Zone is from like Bombcoin. So they're definitely are using a lot of the same network of people to get the word out. And lastly, the Audit done by Verachains, which we've looked at in the past. They seem pretty reputable. You can see the kind of projects they've audited, Axie Infinity being the biggest game among other blockchains. Going to their social channels, they have all the major ones. Me personally, I like Twitter. They seem to update that one the most. Let's see, this is what they've made 3 posts in the last 12 hours already. But looking at the other channels, you got 124,000 on Twitter, 120 on Telegram, 53 on Discord. And, all these numbers are pretty similar. And it kind of, going back to the partners, it kind of makes sense, because if you're using those same incubators, they probably have the same followers, and so everyone's kind of following all these same projects. But anyways, again, I think Twitter is the best way to keep up to date. And if you really want to chat, as always, Discord seems to be the way to go. All right, to kind of summarize, pros, I like the fact that it's a single token system with the NFT rentals built in, because that enables a more predictable and calculatable income stream. After looking through a lot of these projects, I realized I'm not the biggest fan of the dual token systems, just because the secondary token never really has enough value. So I like the fact that there's only one token in the system, and that's the one that you're earning. But you need the rentals, because if that token price gets too high, it's going to discourage a lot of people from starting the game and buying those NFTs, because you don't want to spend $500 just to get in the game. So with the rentals, you can start slow by borrowing other people's, and that's your entryway into the game. All right, the other thing, easy to understand gameplay. It's not very complicated. It's very similar to all the other idle RPGs. So, that makes it more accessible to everybody. And lastly, compared to the other Binance Smart Chain games, this token actually has a pretty high daily traded volume, and the game's not even out yet. So hopefully that means there's more liquidity to buy and sell the token without price slippage, whether you're getting in or getting out of the game. Some cons, the token flow model is really missing a lot of info. Like we said, I don't know how much of those profits are going to the team or going to the treasury fund, but it also may be because the DAO will be the DAO will be the ones voting on that. But I kind of wish there was at least some starting framework. The other thing is that the team and investors, they have a really short lockup window. So that means tokens are going to have selling pressure early on. And in fact, part of that selling pressure may have already happened, with more to come. So, ideally, these lockup periods are going to be 2 years or more. And the other thing is that currently the diluted market cap is pretty high compared to other Binance games. So it might be worth it to be more patient and wait for a better entry. That's about it. Overall, kind of like with all these other projects, I'm looking forward to just still trying the game regardless, and at least sticking my toe in to see how that game is going to be. So hopefully I'll get maybe another video up showing that once it happens. But all right, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I'd love to hear from you. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.